Friends, it's Timon, and I'm back with a new video. And I've seen this guy's channel before. I don't know if I've ever done a video on him, but I'm gonna do a video now on him. His name is Brandon William. So Brandon William here, the gym lifting slave and possibly recruiting slave, he says, I tried gaining as much muscle as possible in 90 days. Okay.
How much muscle can you gain in 90 days naturally? Ask the internet and suddenly everyone's an expert. But no one has these things.
I don't know. How much muscle could you gain in 90 days? That doesn't make any sense. You'll find out in 90 days. I don't know. What is your training based on? Is it based on exercise? Are you performing, slave? What are you doing there? Or are you trying to build muscle? I don't know what you're doing, man.
Same opinion.
If it looks unnatural, it is unnatural.
But
Really? If it looks unnatural, it's unnatural. What looks natural? What looks unnatural? Does he even know? That guy's fucking whatever. Even stupid people could be popular on the internet. Look at him. He's stupid and he has all these subs.
Determined to find the answer. So for the next 3 months, I'll be following the most effective science-backed training and diet to push the limit of what's possible without steroids. And the results were shocking.
What? No.
The most results without steroids. Okay.
Wait.
Even Dr. Mike, a top expert, was stunned.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. You gained a crap load of lean mass.
This is me on day 0, after 5 years of consistent training. And according to the world's most...
That's him after 5 years of consistent training. Wow. The results are really poor, but okay. He's adapted, so what are you training for exactly?
accurate...
Are you training to be good at lifting these weights? Are you performing? Trying to build muscle? Which one is it?
Tests, I'm 163 pounds at 13% body fat. Now for this challenge, there are 3 basic goals I need to follow in order to be successful. Number 1, failure. Every single set I do will be to failure.
Okay, so every single set he does will be to failure. So that's like endurance. That's like endurance lifting, really. You're failing. It's endurance, really. You're no longer sprinting. You're doing a marathon now. You're running a marathon. And exercise is not based on marathons. I mean, building muscle is not based on marathons or damaging muscles.
Number 2, calorie surplus. Now, I'm just going to eat as much as possible, but the absolute minimum
So he's just going to eat as much as possible. So he's just going to eat slave food peasant diet mixed with other stuff. And he's going to cook all his meat and protein, whatever, animal protein. Okay. So he's interested in calories, but he's not interested in a high nutrient diet, high protein amino acid diet, which builds muscle. So he is not interested in a high protein amino acid diet, which will build muscle. He's interested in calories, so that's energy. So let's see. He's going to work to failure. Let's find out how many days a week he's going to work out. We'll know if it's a marathon or a sprint.
day will be 3,200 calories. I have the smallest...
Okay, 3,200 is not enough to build. It's not enough to exceed that breakdown in protein. The rate of protein synthesis needs to exceed that rate of breakdown to see that mass on that myofibrillar. So he's not even meeting that requirement.
appetite in the world, so I'm going to do my best at this one.
Okay.
Do my best at this one.
Man.
And finally, 6-day split. I'm going to train 6 days a week.
All right, he's going to train 6 days a week. So it's a marathon, not a sprint. So this is based on performance. And bodybuilding is not a sport. It can't be because it compromises sport of performance, and it's really based on eccentric exercise, really. A lot of it. It's based on damaging muscle fibers. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah. You break your body down once, but then you spend the rest of the week building your body because protein synthesis needs to exceed that rate of breakdown. Now, that rate of breakdown can continue for some people. It can continue for the next 3 days. For some of us, the entire week, depending on the amount of damage you occurred in that session. You get it? But what is he doing exactly? Nothing. He's breaking down proteins. He's actually coming in and he keeps breaking down proteins. And most likely he's not exceeding that limit, that rate of protein breakdown. So that is going to accelerate aging here. Because that's what marathon running does. It accelerates aging. There's no building in marathon running. Think about it. In sprinting, people will tell you you're actually going to build muscle. You're going to do a bunch of stuff. What's building the muscle? The damage. The damage that you occur in running, you get in your legs and stuff, will trigger a repair and a remodeling. But you have to still eat enough as well, right? A bunch of things are going to happen in sprinting. You're going to get so much better. Muscularity, this, that, whatever, lean. But in marathon running, you just get skinny because they never exceed that breakdown, and so they're just accelerated aging. That's what marathon running is, accelerating aging, and that's why they die young. They've deteriorated, and then they die. That's all. Really, you're shortening your lifespan here by doing this. So none of what he's doing here is going to build any muscle, but it will build sarcoplasmic because calories. So the excessive amount of sugar that is circulating in his system will convert to glycogen and be loaded in the muscle as glycogen and in the liver. And so he'll misconstrue these non-contractile proteins as being proteins, which they are not.
Into a push-pull leg split. This right here is the foundation. This is what's going to get me the most amount of gain.
He's going to do push-pull leg split. Yeah, you do your push, but guess what? You got to use the same extremities to do the pull. So they keep getting overworked. They never have a chance to grow. They're constantly in protein breakdown. They're not in constant protein buildup. See, here's the thing. On the day, if you come to the gym and you damage these muscle fibers now, right? You got a window for protein breakdown. The rest of the week, you're constantly in what? Protein synthesis. That's the whole idea. Yeah. But him, 6 days a week in protein breakdown, never exceeding that rate of protein synthesis. And it doesn't really matter because there's nothing to build because, I don't know, there's really nothing to build there. He's breaking proteins down. Is he damaging the myofibrillar, growing myofibrillars? Not really.
But this simple routine alone won't be enough to maximize.
He's squeezing his muscles, so he's ass cheek squeezing. These concentric exercises. A lot of concentric work here. Okay.
Is my results, which is why I'll be meeting up with multiple experts throughout this challenge, starting with Dr. Mike.
Of course, these are all the steroid users. They're the experts on steroids, but they are not experts on building bodies. They just pretend they are.
I'm doing a 90-day body transformation. Can I just show you my physique to show you where I'm at?
Sure.
Boom. Now, before you say anything, I am 100% natural.
I can tell. No way, Brandon. You're huge. You're definitely on steroids.
What amount of muscle would impress you that I would gain?
Man, he's so skinny and small. I would never even think he lifted, ever. He says 5 years of lifting. I don't know. This is just a joke, but whatever.
90 days.
5 pounds.
Really? I feel like 5 pounds is pretty doable, no?
5 pounds of
5 pounds in 90 days. That's 2 months of working out. That's it? 5 pounds. You think it's going to be muscle, eh?
muscle in 90 days, an extremely high amount of muscle.
But there was a catch.
You're going to look a lot fatter.
Oh, true.
I would say creatine, HMB. Sleep has to be really good, by the way.
Sleep.
Of course, take some creatine to gain 5 pounds of water to pretend you've got muscles. Okay. While you're performing in the gym, marathon, doing a marathon.
12:43 a.m. I am the worst with sleep. I need to get on top of it or I'm not going to make any
Bodybuilding is not a marathon, it's a sprint, but okay.
gains.
If your muscles, by the next time you train them, they're like very well recovered, add a set or two to that muscle group next week. Best of luck.
Thank you so much. So after following Dr. Mike's advice for the next week, it was time for my first weigh-in. Wow, I'm still lean. I haven't gained that much fat, 7 pounds. But if I want to beat Dr. Mike's prediction, I need to make sure I'm not wasting any of my reps. My biggest fear is that I go hard in the gym and I'm not doing things optimally to build as much muscle as possible. So I'm going to meet up with someone who is probably the most muscular man I know. Eric, I don't think they can see me.
Oh, my bad, dude. I forget how wide I am sometimes.
This is Eric right here. How many years have you been training?
20. Yeah, so.
20 years.
20 years on drugs, man. Just ridiculous. Okay, whatever.
I was 11.
I feel like you have more muscle in one
Jesus.
quad than I have on my whole body. Clearly, Eric knows something that I don't about training legs. And throughout the entire leg session, I learned 2 keys to maximizing muscle growth.
Okay.
Number 1, range of motion. Right away, I noticed Eric uses
The key to muscle growth, range of motion. Range of motion doesn't build muscle. You're breaking proteins down in a gym. Yeah, man. None of this makes sense at all whatsoever. You're actually aging yourself. If that rate of protein breakdown, the protein synthesis doesn't exceed that rate of breakdown, you're just gonna accumulate more senescent cells and a bunch of stuff, man. You're just aging yourself. Yeah.
blocks and wedges.
This is gonna allow me to get as deep as I need to or want to in my rep without having to worry about my heels lifting off.
And the second key technique is controlling the eccentric part of the rep. Going slow and controlled when lowering the weight helps with 2 things. It isolates the proper muscle and increases the time under tension, both leading to more muscle growth compared to regular reps.
Take it all the way in and in. And push.
Well, I like that. Full range of motion is good. Yeah, this helps. It's really slow, but okay.
Yeah.
So that's the wrap on the leg workout, huh?
That's it, man.
That was awesome. My legs are shaking. Now I have to drive home for 3 hours after hitting legs. Feeling good though. And on top of filming videos for my channel, over the last 3 weeks, I've spent every hour of my day either training, eating, or sleeping. I just don't have enough time throughout
Training, eating, or sleeping. Okay. People say they don't have time. Okay.
the day to cook all my meals. I really don't. So I've
So
decided
if you don't have time in the day to cook all your meals, why don't you just go down to the local buffet and eat as much as you can down there? It just doesn't make any sense. You're never gonna meet that requirement of that protein synthesis, that rate of protein synthesis to exceed that breakdown. You're never gonna meet the requirement eating at home. Trust me, you're not, because you're busy preparing your meals. The meal has to be prepared already. You just have to eat. You should be ready to eat. But you're preparing stuff, and the thing is preparing, you're cooking, and so you're destroying. And it's just a waste of time.
call in some reinforcements. That's where you come in, Mom. Mama Williams.
That's correct.
So while I was working out today doing my back and bicep workout, my mother prepared me a wonderful meal. This looks insanely good. I can't wait to try it.
I got some cookies.
It's completely destroyed in that pot. Yeah, okay.
Cookies. Now that I've got my mom's cooking, I'm about to get massive. Before I was squatting.
I don't even know what that was. That was a very small meal. That is not going to do anything. I can eat like 10 of those at one seating. Then I know at least I've exceeded that breakdown. I don't know what that food is anyway.
One plate, it felt kind of heavy and it just wasn't very comfortable. But wow, one plate genuinely.
Why did one plate feel very heavy? Because you worked out yesterday on your legs and you're doing them again today? You're breaking down proteins. You're getting weaker. This is ridiculous. And you're gaining glycogen as an energy source because now you became a marathon runner in the gym. You understand me, man? This is endurance now. You're an endurance lifter. You're not a bodybuilder anymore. This is performance endurance lifting. You're breaking more proteins than you're building up. That's why you feel weak. One plate is heavy.
And while that may seem light, as someone who grew up skinny and had to work extra hard to see progress, those small wins add up over time. It's officially day 30.
Those small wins add up over time. Yeah, okay, whatever. He's 159.8. What was he previously? I don't know what he was previously. I think it was 160. I don't know.
163 on day 1. So I'm up.
Oh wait, he's 174. He was 163. He's 174. Okay.
11 pounds in just a month. That's in.
Wait, he's up 11 pounds in a month working out endurance lifting. So what weight is he getting working out 6 days a week? Well, we know it isn't myofibrillar growth because it's impossible. You can't just keep breaking myofibrillars. You get rhabdo and die. So it can only happen once a week. Then there's the repeated bout effect. It protects muscles from getting damaged with the repeated bout. So he is repeating bouts. So they're not getting damaged. They're protected by repeated bout effect phenomena. Now, once they become repaired and remodeled, then, only then, the repeated bout effect is not in effect anymore, and you can damage them again after they've been repaired and remodeled. But if you didn't exceed properly that protein rate of synthesis over protein breakdown, even if you got a very good damaging session, you may not have gotten any remodeling. It just may repair without any remodeling. That's another problem. But we're really trying to, you should really shoot for a repair and a remodeling. So protein synthesis that entire week should exceed the rate of protein breakdown. So then you have a repair and a remodeling of these new muscles, these myofibrillars, okay? Sarcomere series and parallel, yeah. That's the whole idea. But him, the weight he's gaining because he's working out 6 days a week, it's not based on myofibrillar training. It's not damaging. What he's doing is he's endurance lifting. So he's loading glycogen. That's what the body's doing, loading it in there. Because he's eating slave food peasant diet, I know.
Insane. For the last 3 days, I had to completely rest because the fatigue from pushing myself to failure every single set.
Exactly, the fatigue. In bodybuilding, we're not fatiguing. We damage and then we go for a repair and a remodeling the rest of the week. We're growing. We're regenerating new muscle. That's what we're doing. We're trying to regenerate new myofibrillars.
Days a week, I started feeling so tired, like I didn't want to do anything. So I went to go see a friend who's a...
And then you load more glycogen and it fills up in there in the muscles. Yeah, for every gram of glycogen, 3 grams of water being drawn between skin and muscle into the muscle, creating these phony muscles, sarcoplasmic, non-contractile proteins.
Specialist in muscle recovery. Am I looking bigger or what?
Yeah, you're a little flared out there.
I'm not flared out, this is natural. Or just extreme tightness in my body, which my chiropractor Chris made sure to release.
This is natural by means of unnatural means. Glycogen.
Yeah. But now that my muscles were looser, I could train with greater ranges of motion and use all the tips Eric had given me.
So more breaking down, 6 days a week, push pulls, this, that, legs. Okay.
Slow and controlled on the eccentric, normal speed on the concentric. And the pump right now in my chest.
See the pump in his chest. That's what he's getting, the pump.
It's insane.
I've noticed some changes.
You have?
The bulk is making you bigger for sure.
You think so?
100%.
But as good as training felt, I missed having a partner.
When you eat animal products, right? You know, like fatty fish and meat, whatever, you're not going to get any pump in the gym. You're not going to get this massive pump. You get that on carbohydrates because for every gram of glycogen, 3 grams of water being drawn between the skin and muscle into the muscle. It's the carbs that cause that pump. It's not animal products.
To push me beyond my limits. So to fix that, I'm with Marco.
The roles have reversed now.
Yeah, exactly a year ago, we transformed Marco. And just like I did for
Look at him, they transformed Marco. Marco got a little pump. What kind of transformation is this? Look, take a good look at this. Hold on. This is funny.
I'm with Marco.
The roles have reversed now.
That's Marco, right?
Yeah, exactly a year ago,
Exactly a year ago. So look at him here on the left, look at him here on the right. What did he really get? He got leaner. He didn't build any muscle. He got leaner because look at him. He's carrying a relative amount of body fat on the left. So all he got was leaner. See, shredded. Transformed. He transformed. Wow, all he had to do was eat meat and stop eating the slave food diet. He would have transformed.
Transform Marco. And just like I did for Marco, he's gonna push me hard to make sure I'm stimulating as much muscle growth as possible.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Y'all need your
Okay.
help on this one?
Here's the test. If he was to work out 6 days a week lifting like this, right? And let's say he ate, I don't know, a very high protein amino acid diet, See, there's the test to see whether he'll build muscle or not in 90 days, working out 6 days a week, whatever the hell he's doing here, and eating a protein diet, because proteins build muscle, right? Isn't that the goal? Isn't that how muscles are built? Protein, right? So why doesn't he just say, hey, I'm going on a high protein diet, right, for 90 days, and we'll see how much muscle I build in 90 days, working out 6 days a week in a gym. I guarantee you, he's not going to gain even a pound.
I'm gonna work out just a second here.
One more. Slow all the way down.
Having the support was making the challenge so much easier. Not just with training, but even outside the gym.
I'll give you $5 off.
That's good. He's buying some meat. All right.
Oh, what the really?
Yeah, gotta support the bulk.
Let's go, legend. As the halfway point of the challenge approached, I absolutely...
So what he's eating here? Some vegetables, got some little beef, a lot of rice, more carbs, and some protein. Yeah, okay. It's all cooked. It's all destroyed. This stuff here, the chicken wings are in seed oils. I don't know what he's got there. Is that soup or something? I'm not really sure. Some sauces. Salt.
Stuffed myself.
A lot of salt.
We've got Korean chicken wings, beef bulgogi,
beef bulgogi, but he's got like what's that in there? That's broccoli with like, I don't know, carrot shit and whatever slices or something. What's this? Fish?
sushi rolls, a blue dragon
Oh, he's got some sushi rolls. Nice. Sushi's amazing. He's got a lot of rice in there too with something.
roll, red dragon roll, and then 2 miso soups. But it doesn't end there.
2 miso soups. I eat way more than that, and that's even when I don't work out. I eat more than that. When I work out, I eat even more when I work out.
Because for dessert, I also have an entire thing of boba, and I'm also gonna have this rice pudding.
See, look, I'm eating so much, but I'm not building muscle. I'm not really building muscle. I'm eating a lot, but my muscles aren't getting bigger because I'm exceeding that breakdown in protein synthesis. Honestly, I'm not getting any bigger because I'm not building myofibrillar growth, bro. Get it? Muscles are built through myofibrillar growth. How can I build muscles if I'm not building any? If I don't have any damage to my myofibrillars, they won't build in series and in parallel. It's impossible.
With some mini donuts. I feel like Matt Stoney right now.
Mini donuts and some junk food. Okay, whatever.
Eating 10,000 calories in a sitting. Although I was full 24/7, all of those extra calories helped fuel my workouts, and I was noticing
The extra, yeah, the carbohydrates, the slave food diet, okay, and the seed oils help fuel his workouts, okay.
how much stronger I've gotten.
Peak perform.
How much stronger did you get? You got better at lifting.
Sumo deadlifts, but 315 was flying. Like, it felt very light. Because
Yeah, because you're recruiting motor units. That's what you're doing, coming in 6 days a week. You're a marathon runner. You're getting better at marathon running. You're practicing, yeah.
I was feeling so strong, I decided to try my bench PR again, which was a tough 225. And if I break it, then the bulk is definitely working. We're gonna start out nice and easy, just 135. On top of training hard in the gym, tracking my food has been super important for the progress that I made so far. So I've been using...
Yeah, food is definitely very important, but you're not damaging these myofibrillars. You're not going to grow any myofibrillar growth here at all.
the Yazio app to help me track my calorie and protein intake. That felt pretty good, so let's go up to 185 now. Okay. Before I go to 225, I'm gonna try 205, see how that feels, and then just go for it. Using Yazio's AI feature, I can easily track my calories by taking a simple photo of my meals. And it's really motivating to see my progress with their weekly and monthly analysis. All right, 205 on the bar. That felt almost as easy as Yazio makes it to stay consistent with your diet. 225 going on the bar. I was struggling to do one of these.
Okay. Yeah, because you're practiced now. That's why you're not struggling.
Not too long ago. I've been using Yazio every day, and I actually have a 40-day streak right now, tracking all my protein and calories.
Like, think about it. He's coming into the gym 6 days a week, like lifting weights. You're going to get better at lifting. You're going to recruit these motor units and androgen receptors for that maximal force production. That's what he's doing. So what does that have to do with building myofibrillars? Nothing. He says he's going to the gym to build muscle. Is he? Or is he going there to get better at lifting concentrically?
To hit this, if you guys want to crush your calorie goals, get 50% off Yazio Pro after a 7-day free trial down below.
Let's go.
Yo! That flew up. We gotta go heavier.
We gotta go heavier. Okay, go heavier. That doesn't build muscle. Listen, going heavier lifting doesn't build muscle. It breaks down more proteins every time you do these exercises. There's a window for protein breakdown. That's about it. He's going to fulfill it by protein turnover. Like, what's one rep going to do? How's that going to cause micro damage to the muscle fiber, one rep? You think one rep is enough? He's wasting his time here.
Come on, bro. Let's go. 245. That's
You can see he was stressing and pushing it up. It's like a marathon runner here.
PR. Shout out to Yazio. Tracking all those calories really helped. The fact that I already hit a big PR makes me want to incorporate even more into my routine, even if it's a bit unconventional. So upon research, I discovered that splitting wood is actually a great way to significantly increase your testosterone.
What? Splitting wood is a great way to increase your testosterone. Wow, it's a good way to crash it as well. Exercise will crash your testosterone. I mean, frequent exercising like what he does crashes it. Anyways, this is just bullshit. Food increases testosterone, high animal fat, cholesterol, saturated fat.
I just feel so manly. Maybe I'll finally be able to grow a beard. And although I'm not 100% sure that this method is actually legit, a tip that I got from another fitness expert definitely was.
What about if you raise your testosterone? What about it? What does that have? Magic powers going to build these myofibrillars or something out of thin air or what?
Struggle getting enough food in. How can I cram more food in to be in that surplus? Liquid calories in.
Well, he's smart about the food. How can I cram more food in? It's really simple. You're eating the wrong food. That's the problem. It's causing inflammation. The inflammation is preventing you from cramming in more animal protein and amino acids to actually really build muscle. But the problem is there's nothing to build in his muscles because there's no damage. No damage, nothing to build. Now, he is breaking down proteins for sure. Like exercising, you break down these proteins. But he will pull back those proteins, and maybe he won't even put them back. Some people shrink, they don't even put them back, and they're like, I'm getting smaller. Because it's the opposite. Yeah, you're aging. Actually, you're aging here. This is accelerated aging by working out, breaking down proteins. You accelerate aging. There's always an aging thing factor going on there.
This is my go-to, like help you get a lot of food down a lot easier.
So I followed Hussein's advice and started.
So in other words, every time you deteriorate, you age. You're deteriorating. You're aging. You're deteriorating tomorrow, aging. Deteriorating, aging. That's really what is accelerated aging.
Drinking milkshakes nonstop.
Have a glass of milk.
So he's lazy. He's gonna drink milkshakes, pasteurized milk. It's garbage. It's probably got sugar in it. Just a bunch of stuff here. I don't know. Milkshakes with like what? Ice cream, sugar.
You know, people talk about this and how unhealthy it is because there's all this growth hormone and all of that. But that's
what growth hormone? That shit's been pasteurized the shit out of. What growth hormone? Man, that isn't raw milk he's drinking there, as far as I know. It says organic, but that's not raw milk.
music to my ears. Growth hormone, naturally?
Everything is organic.
I'll take it. It's 11 p.m., and I know it's been a successful day of bulking when I look down and see this.
Wish you had a professional business ad.
And see this. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
That's inflammation because you're eating the wrong foods. That's why. Man, I can eat like 6 plates of meat and my stomach never protrudes, actually. It's really slim. But if I eat the slave food peasant diet, it's going to expand because of the inflammation.
Another day, another workout. See how much
inflammation.
I weigh right now. 178.2. That is 2 pounds away from my goal of 180. And hopefully, at least 5 out of the 15 pounds I've gained so far is muscle and not all fat.
How do you know it's all muscle, the 15 pounds you gained so far? He says 15 pounds, right? 15 pounds. How do you know that? You have any proof?
And today we are actually going to hit shoulders and arms. And we're also going to use this crazy advanced cable machine right here that can go up to 200 pounds and also overload my eccentric. It's a little too heavy, but we'll roll with it.
Yeah, that shit doesn't work, man. You need weights. This is bullshit.
Now, as I rest, I want to show you guys something. Follow me. Voila. I've been working on my wood chopping. See that?
Oh my god.
Anyway, back to my workout. Just wanted to show off a little bit. And while old school training is fun, as the challenge is coming to an end, I wanted to try anything that could give me extra gains. And upon my research, I found something. It's called an ARX Machine.
So he's almost there, day 75. So he gained 15 pounds in like 74 days, 75 days. All right. He's got a few days going, still coming.
And it claims to double the amount of muscle you can put on compared to regular gym weight.
The machine guarantees to double the amount of muscle. How does a machine guarantee you'll double the amount of muscle you'll put on? Machines don't build muscles. Man, the rate of protein synthesis needs to exceed that rate of protein breakdown. If it doesn't, you're never going to see any muscle growth. That's why nobody does in the gym. That's why they're all complaining about newbie gain limit, genetic limit, hard gainer. Get it, dude?
And there's actually only one in my city. Not only is this machine $50,000, but it's also one of the most efficient ways to gain muscle. Because I can get a whole workout in just 25 minutes and save myself 2 hours that I'd be spending in the gym.
Yeah, this will load some of that glycogen in there. Sure, great.
So you're not using
Non-contractile proteins, okay. Non-contractile.
a set weight like in the gym. This is using AI to tell how much force it needs to push on your muscle in order to get the most amount of growth. And because of that, I only needed to do 1 set.
What? To push to get the maximum amount of growth. That doesn't grow muscles, bro. Weights don't grow muscles. Man, this is fuck. I don't even know why I'm doing this video. This is such bunk, man. That's why I can't stand these influencers. This is all garbage.
And I definitely feel it. My chest is completely dead. Something very interesting has been happening to me throughout this bulk that I truly did not expect.
Now he says throughout this bulk. So now he's bulking, so he's getting fat, eating slave food diet. So he's bulking, he's not building muscle, he's bulking. Fat people bulk. They bulk all the time, they get fat.
A lot of people have been going out of their way to support me. Like the other day, I got a bunch of free desserts when I told the waiter that I'm behind on my calories.
Free desserts don't build muscles. He's like, I'm behind in my calories. Says, what does he do? He eats desserts. Desserts don't build muscles. Protein does. Animal protein. Amino acids.
Lemon cake, chocolate chip cashew cookie.
Yeah, that shit doesn't build muscles, bro. I don't know what he's talking about.
Double chocolate almond brown.
But it will contribute to the non-contractile proteins, yeah, glycogen, because the sugar, the excessive amount of sugar will convert to glycogen in your muscles. Then you'll feel nice and what? Pumped, broski.
1,000 calories.
The cashier at a grocery store gave me some beef jerky that
He got 1,000 calories, but he didn't get 1,000 milligrams in amino acids, essential amino acids. Okay, yeah, okay.
he had because I told him that I was bulking.
95 grams of protein.
That's insane.
Because I told him I'm bulking, he gave you what? What did he give you?
But hands down, my biggest supporter has got to be my mom. She literally will not stop bringing me
more cookies. Hello,
Oh, more cookies to get fat. Yes, and build these sarco muscles. Okay.
cookies.
More cookies.
Hello.
More cookies, more donuts, more danishes. Yeah, these build muscles. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, for sure. Yeah, man.
Cookies.
Oh, yeah.
With all that support, I was ready to crush this final week.
Some deviled eggs, sourdough. Sick of eating scrambled eggs every single morning.
Deviled eggs are not bad. They're cooked though. It's, you know, you've destroyed it, but okay, whatever. Man, even the yolk is hard. It's been destroyed. Whatever, man. Look at his face. He looks aged already. He looks aged because your body is in a mode of breaking down proteins. 6 days a week, 90 days in a row, you're breaking down proteins. And he's not really particularly putting it back because he's eating the slave food diet, the peasant slave food diet.
Does it taste different? It feels new to me, so I'm able to eat one extra egg than I normally do every morning.
Which would be needed for the final leg day of the challenge. What's crazy is about a month and a half ago, so just one plate, I was dead by the end of that set. Now this feels too easy. Like I have to go to 2 plates. They never had so much like definition. Now I can actually see like each individual muscle. Yeah, I'm super excited to see the before and afters at the end of this. It felt so rewarding seeing how all the reps and effort I put in throughout this challenge led to very clear results. I'm gonna be walking.
He's gonna be disappointed. They're fake. The results are fake.
A little funny the rest of the day, but oh.
I don't see much change in his physique, but okay, but whatever. 90 days, it's short.
This is awful. But after 90 days of hard work,
of course, bread and some other shit mixed in there with corn and stuff. The beef is completely, like, cooked the shit out of.
It was time to see just how much muscle I gained. And let's just say...
All right, I'd love to know how much.
The results were not what I was expecting.
No way.
It's actually pretty impressive.
It's pretty impressive because they're telling him what he wants to hear. I think he went for a cat, what do you call it? What do you call that machine? The scan. He went for this fucking, not CAT scan, not MRI, fuck me, man. I'm forgetting now. Anyways, the scanner, he went there to scan his weight or whatever on that machine. So this guy that works there, that's employed there, he's like, oh yeah, he's trying to impress it. He's just telling him what he wants to hear. Oh yeah, man, that's impressive. You gain muscle. But that machine cannot distinguish between sarcoplasmic, non-contractile proteins and contractile proteins. You can read it in science. This machine cannot distinguish between fucking contractile and non-contractile proteins. Okay, dude?
Weight gained and very little fat mass.
I'm like shocked. That's crazy. But are my results crazy enough to...
Oh, he's slim. He's still pretty slim.
Impress
Dr. Mike, I'd like to send you the before and after, at least of the front of my body. On day 0, I weighed 163 pounds. On day 90, I weighed...
Sorry, I meant to say DEXA scan. So the DEXA scan can't distinguish between contractile and non-contractile proteins. So it really doesn't know what you put on there. To really know, you'd have to go in an MRI to know if you actually built myofibrillar growth. So they don't have to do one scan of you first, right? One scan of your body first. Now they have a scan to measure up against the second scan that you take to see if you actually built myofibrillars.
173 pounds.
That's interesting.
Interesting, huh? How much lean mass do you think I gained?
3 pounds.
3 pounds of lean mass is your guess. What would you be extremely impressed by?
5 pounds.
According to the hydrostatic test I have in front of me, my day 0 body fat was 13.75%. My day 90 body fat was 13.
Yeah, but he was already slim.
13%.
Wow.
Yeah, not much difference. I don't see anything different there.
So that means the 10 pounds that I gained was lean mass.
So that means because he didn't really, there isn't any fat he put on. So that means he gained lean muscle. Because his muscles look pumped up and he gained some weight, that means it must be lean. Lean what? Non-contractile proteins or contractile? See, they don't really say in this video.
You gained a crap load of lean masses.
140 on start and then 150 at end.
You know, your traps are just like totally different level of roundness now. Your arms look big.
Let's see what he looks like. Hold on.
Load of lean masses.
140 on start and then 150 end.
140, 150 at the end. Okay, let's see.
You know, your traps are just like totally different level of roundness.
All right, let's see what he looks like. He looks puffy, yeah. He looks buff here on the right. It's expected. So he was 13.75 there. He's 13% here. Why? Because endurance running. He was endurance lifting 6 days a week. Of course, it's expected to go down. Now he went from 163 to 173. So what did he gain exactly? 10 pounds? He gained 10 pounds. 10 pounds. He took creatine. Creatine adds 5 pounds of water. What exactly did he gain here? See, contractile or non-contractile? I really doubt this is contractile proteins.
Now, your arms look bigger, way rounder delts. Your chest looks notably thicker.
Yeah, if you want to look bigger and buffer, eat a lot of carbohydrates and do what he did. You definitely are going to look a little bit bigger. It looks good. It looks all right. Oh. 10 pounds, if you put on 10 pounds of weight of even sarcoplasmic or 10 pounds of like, you know, myofibrillar growth, you're definitely going to see it for sure. You're going to see something there.
If you want to do exactly what I did and put on a bunch of size, I took the exact training and diet that I followed over the last 90 days.
Of course, now he's going to sell you this plan. But he never proved that that is contractile proteins, all contractile. See what I mean?
And put it down below in the description. And clearly, it paid off. And it reminds me of a quote from my friend Marco, who said, "If nothing."
This is all marketing. Marco's a fool too. He's like, he only lost some fat.
Changes? Nothing changes.
So, go out there, push yourself harder than you ever have before, and you will get the results that
He was the cause of his fat physique, man, eating slave food diet. And then he's like, oh, nothing changes. Yeah, nothing changes if you don't change. If you stop eating the slave food diet, then you'll change, yes.
you were looking for.
Of course. So he did something that he didn't do before in this video, like something new. He's been lifting for how many years? Hold on a second. He's been lifting for, I don't know how many fucking years has he been lifting for? He said 5 years. So in 5 years, he's been lifting, but let me get this straight. He lifted for 30 days, 90 days, and he got 10 pounds. But in 5 years of lifting, he couldn't get that look. You understand me? How you have to be stupid to not understand what is fucking going on here. This is fake marketing to fake you out. That's what it is. 5 years of lifting, he got 0 gains. He lifted for fucking, what was it? 90 days and he gained 10 pounds. Give me fucking break. Whatever. I thought he said that he was 2 or 3 pounds away from like being 180 pounds when he weighed himself. Remember previously? He goes, oh, I'm 3 pounds away from being 180 pounds. 3 pounds away? Well, why did he weigh in at 163 and then he weighed in at 173? He said he was 3 pounds away from 180. Well, then it looked like 3 pounds from 180 to me. It looked like 173 pounds. That's what it said there. So a lot of this is just full of shit. You just have to look for the inconsistencies in this. This is foolish. This is sarcoplasmic training. Sarcoplasmic training means people that train every day in the gym, endurance training. That's sarcoplasmic, eating high caloric diets. Okay, man? You're building non-contractile proteins. I had enough of this shit. I'll see you in the next one. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. It's fake. And if you buy his program or do this, whatever he did, you'll get the same bullshit fake results too.